Pandit Mami here, Sierra Leone Youth Ambassador for One Young God Summit. Just reporting back after taking the ODA series on improving official development assistance programs in the wild and ensuring that these programs are effective and the role of youth in the system. I think for me, one of the takeaways from this course is the sobering reality that ODA is a crucial lifeline for our sustainable development initiative. Thanks to the 0.7% gross national income share that this country send to countries in the global south, for lack of a better word, we have seen a lot of transformation in improving lives. Billions have been lifted out of poverty. We've seen resilient and effective health systems created, and some countries have also transitioned out of recipient nation to donor nations. A key example, South Korea and Ireland. We are still far short of our shared vision of creating a more inclusive and equitable planet. Even though ODA has seen a 400% increase in the past 60 years, it is still, it's outpaced by the 1.4 to $3 trillion annually needed to sponsor sustainable development initiatives in low-income countries. And sadly, only 15% of aid goes to these low-income nations, and Africa has seen a decline in aid in the past 20 years. In the light of this reality, it is also shocking that we are seeing a cut of ODA across major donor nations, really signaling a shift in political will and a shift away from that idea that we live in a world with a shared vision for international and global development. I do believe that the key parts to this challenge is, of course, the weak institutions that we see in some of the recipient nations, and so that ODA's input is not really transferring into distributive effect in terms of poverty alleviation and other things, and moving away from creating self-reliance. So people are starting questioning the effective nature of ODA. Lack of storytelling around the impact of ODA is also another issue that is vital to explore. But for me, one of the things I think about is that ODA is caught in a very interesting trap where response favors external shock and immediate action, rather than the commitments to sustainable plans that will really, in the long run, help destroy the dependency hazard that folks who are against it will talk about. For a key example is this in system thinking is the idea of drifting goals. So ODA is very responsive to immediate challenges, and we see that what happened since 2019 to 2022. We have seen in many ways an increase in ODA, but actually that increase has really been as a result of the Ukraine war and a COVID-19 pandemic. Aid has actually decreased by 3.6%, and so what is happening now programs in health systems and education systems that are crucial for upward mobility and sustainable development are sidelined to respond to the shocks. And in shifting the burden, we are seeing that humanitarian aid, and specifically that within that sector allocation of aid, is really trumping the necessity to build a system that will address the root cause of food insecurity or water shortage. So in that sense, ODA is really a victim of a systemic vicious cycle. Youth and civil society organizations are crucial partners in ensuring that ODA is effective. And even so, we also have to make sure that ODA targets investment in key sustainable initiatives in terms of entrepreneurship and building innovative culture, something that we saw in South Korea, that knowledge sharing that shifted and lifted this country from being a recipient country to a country now that is in the donor column. And I think that some of the key metrics that needs to be included in ODA measurement and effectiveness is shared ownership, specifically ensuring that the level of localized control of ODA is increasing over time, wherein we also monitor for effectiveness and accountability and transparency. We build institutions, political and economic institutions, ensuring inclusive distribution of public goods across everyone in the countries, but also building and make sure that there is a participatory decision-making systems in place. And for economic institutions, a key part for economic institutions, which is vital for investment and attraction investment, is property rights regimes, creating robust property rights regimes and ensuring that the laws are enforced and the collateral bargaining between state and market is really monitored in a way that's very professional. And I think youth could be purveyors of this. It could really be at the vanguard of ensuring that there's really accountability to the government. They can vote through the power of the ballot box, take governments out that are not really committed to these things, and ensuring that ODA is really realizing its true input. I think that in the end of the day, ODA is a powerful tool for us, as someone who's been in the social sector for a while and have a non-profit in Sierra Leone. I'm really committed to ensuring that we invest in the talent of youth as much as possible. Students in Sierra Leone stay in school and on track and ensuring that they have a brighter future. My nonprofit is ensuring a center for strategy and policy. My written work has also advocated for dismantling the extractive colonial institutions, ensuring that there is equitable distribution of public goods for all. And in the higher education sector, my work is really focusing on training the next generation leaders of international development. I want to thank the Gates Foundation and the Young World Summit for giving me the opportunity to actually participate in this really powerful initiative. Thank you so much.